we're here once again, of course, to discuss pertinent issues here. And honestly, it will interest you to know the latest happenings and developments within the Nigerian socio-political sphere. Today, of course, the breaking news is that the NLC TUC have vowed to commence and embark on indefinite strike. Seems that the agreement on the parts of the federal government has not been implemented, and the commitment and sincerity on the part of the said government has not been seen, or perhaps not been adhered to. Well, let's see what becomes of the Nigerian state as the NLC expresses some level of commitment towards such undertakings, and we hope it will not be, of course, as usual. And I hope the objective of such motives will be attained and achieved. Why are they embarking on indefinite strikes? A bag of rice is now 53 to 54,000 within the Nigerian space. You know that what that means to an average Nigerian worker who even his monthly salary can never dare to afford a bag of rice. It's really unfortunate, and more unfortunate and very sad that we are in a country where survival becomes almost impossible. Even the masses are left with nothing or little to survive on. Here with me is an erudite scholar and an analyst, a journalist, Mr. Christian. What do you have to say regarding this development?
The NLC strike, I think, is a charade, and we just like speaking vocabulary in this country. So much so that the word indefinite, we have been using it for, I think, since democracy, indefinite strike, and at the end of the day, there's nothing substantial that changes. NLC is like a lady, and the federal government, they are winning the lady. They are toasting NLC. NLC have not been showing any signs of seriousness. They don't have the people at heart. They know it. They are looking for December money. The money they will collect for December. Because every time you see they are having a meeting with the federal government, it is alleged that they go back with bags of goodies. So at this point in time, it's closer to December. I think they're expecting another package from the federal government. So we are not taking them serious on any strike. You can see people, when you ask about the NLC, they just say it's a lost organization that doesn't know what it's doing.
But is it that NFC have lost people's confidence over time? But once Nigerians grant them that benefit of doubt and watch how this unfolds?
Once Nigerians grant them the benefits, are they fighting for Nigerians?
It's been perceived to be fighting for Nigerian workers, and you can see everybody is having a share of this unfortunate economic mishaps.
Even within NLC, they are divided. We have the OP, something TUC, they're not on the same page with NLC, and so many other bodies are not on the same page with NLC. So you don't expect them to be functional. And again, when you look at the workforce and also the price of all the other commodities, you can see that Nigerians are suffering. If they really had Nigerians at heart, they would have done something, not going behind closed doors. And I don't know, see, it's high time we know that the APC as a government have destroyed our institutions. So what they have done over the past, since Buhari, or since 2014, they started their propaganda mantra. They have destroyed every institution they had, they destroyed. Look at our debts, the financial institution, they have destroyed it. Look at the Ministry of Works, they have destroyed it. Look at the INEC, they have destroyed it. Everywhere they find themselves, if you have anything to do with them, they destroy it. So let's not even expect any agency to work. All they are doing is just propaganda. There's nothing this government or any agency under this government want to do other than propaganda.
But the same government, upon assuming office, increased the allowances and salaries of the judiciary, which are part of the civil or public service. Why did they neglect other or parastatals public service? Why wouldn't they effect the same increments on other aspects or other parts of the force,
When
workforce?
I say propaganda, just know that whatever the government is doing, you must do a double research on it. There must be a kind of like investigation into what they say. Like the 5 billion they say they give to states. You know that at this point in time, the total money has not been given to states after further investigation. You know that they said subsidy is gone. And now discovered that they paid some amount like 164 billion naira for subsidy. Earlier they said subsidy is gone. You need to do an investigation to know whether what they are saying is true. Whether they increase salary or not, they are not transparent enough. They are not responsible or accountable enough to make us believe them. So whatever they are saying, whether they increase salary, I don't believe that until I see something that makes me convinced and I believe. So if they are saying they increase salary of judges, that might be audio, that might be unverifiable because they know that Nigerian youth now they don't do research, they don't read, they just move on with sentiment. You understand? Increasing salaries of workers. How many people are in the civil service? How many of those that are not in civil service? Looking at the workforce, the ratio of those in the civil service, they're not up to like 100,000. Those that are unemployed, those that are employed, self-employed, they're in their millions. So how does it affect? It doesn't go any. It doesn't affect
It doesn't
anything.
make any positive
Not
impact.
positive. So whatever they're increasing, they're just doing propaganda. When a government is doing well, you see it from the lives of the citizens.
Of course, the livelihood of the citizens will
You
improve.
don't need to explain it. There's no need of big explanation. It will be evident on the streets what the government is doing. But
Exactly.
opposite is the case. When they say they're doing something good, at the end of the day, you see people, the suffering increase from one step to another. So me, I don't really want to talk about the government because what I would say they might not like it. You understand? But I just believe that whatever they are doing so far is propaganda.
Now, let me know what is your opinion about the happenings within the Nigerian state. The same government who says subsidy regime is gone, come back to tell us that they are paying close to 2 trillion subsidy. This government have shown consistently not to
No,
be trusted with their words.
APC as a party, the APC as a party have shown consistently. It's a party, and a party has an ideology, whether it is written or unwritten. Whenever you see a party, you know that this is one of their characteristics. So the government of APC, see, when you don't have it, you can't offer it.
Running a government under deception, under inconsistency, they could never be trusted with their words. So, how should Nigeria move forward with such crop of persons? When they tell you white today, they wake up to say no, it is rather black. It's quite unfortunate.
How will Nigeria move forward? If you have cancer in any part of your body and they say that they should cut that place off so that you can be well. Nigeria's cancer is in his head, the head. So you have to cut the head off.
Maybe to evacuate the brain and put artificial brain, if that will become possible, if that will work, honestly. And there are some allegations that APC and this government have sent emissaries to Atiku for possibly lobbying him or begging him to back down or withdraw the Chicago case, which seems to have a very devastating effect on the current president. Do you think Atiku could condescend to such?
Atiku is PDP now. Atiku is one of the leaders that they have been benefiting from the system. So they are part of the system. He has a price. If they can pay that price, I think he will accept the price. That's for Atiku. I don't trust him as a politician.
Atiku has been the former vice president, and he has served meritoriously in customs. Yes, according to people that during his time he did exceptionally well then about this country. But then he has a past which could be referred to. Now, what kind of pride do you think he could admit or at this time to withdraw the case which is almost established.
Okay, there are some conversations that have to do with having to partner in my government. I will give you a slot. I will give you your camp. I will bring in some people, ministers, or a certain amount of money. I don't know how they do it, but I think for Atiku, he has a price. If the Tinubu can pay the price, then they will. You see, they know how to play around the case and make sure nothing comes out. They know how to do it. Just that everybody is looking for a soft landing. The PDP, for me, they are looking for a soft landing so that the money they spent at the election, at least they can recoup it either ways. You understand? They know that me personally, I don't want to prejudice the courts on whether that certificate issue is admissible at the Supreme Court. But I will say that since we have the justice system that we have today, whatever that is being done, that's my own personal opinion. Whatever that is being done at US, Chicago Court, or wherever, it can only give a bad name. Like it might not be able to remove Tinubu as president.
As president within the Nigerian respondents.
So you just want to do a very big damage so that there can be a conversation. Okay, this is my prize. I give my prize. They will have this. You understand? That's what's happening. So Nigeria is a very wonderful country.
Very wonderful indeed. And in quotes, now on the final note, IPOB Flowers history book making submission that Igbos are invaders and mischief makers. Do you agree with such a line of thought?
Which of the IPOB?
IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra. There is a history book written by one. I will not use nefarious personality because I don't seem to buy into such mischievous. Perhaps he's trying to gain some attention that the Igbos are invaders and troublemakers. So let me have your own line of thought.
I will have read what that person wrote or known who the person is, the character of that person. If it's Ren or Mokri that says such a thing, I will not be surprised. So I just wanted to know the character of that person. But let's look at Igbo man. I have said it over and over again. Igbo man is a special breed. They're not just ordinary people. They have this shock absorber. That's why you see them. They are able to stay with the Nigerian factor, and they are like the shock absorber holding the country at this point in time. Even though with all the things that they have done to them from 1967 during the war, the setback and everything, they still hold it. Like that's a thing that holds things in nucleus. When you look at that, in biology has its own advantage or disadvantage. Every tribe, Igbos, they are hot-headed. And one thing I like them is that when they stand for something, they stand for something. You see this P2B they are talking about. Those Igbos that are even supporting P2B. If P2B does anything, just a little, they don't care whether he's an Igbo man or not. Since he has done something bad,
They will fire him up.
straight up. They are the ones that will champion it, not even another tribe. But some other tribes, they try playing politics, and at the end of the day, it's not doing well with them. So Igbos are people that don't like injustice, and they'll stop at nothing, even though taking wrong decisions or right decisions, they'll stop at nothing to fight injustice. That's one thing about the Igbo man. Whatever it is that is a negative aspect of the Igbo man, let's look at that positive aspect whereby there are people that build, and they build.
They are builders and not invaders.
Yes. The invaders are, let's say, the Fulani. Look from history.
Yes. Just let's consider this issue of invaders as it borders on Igbos. Virtually among the ethnic nationalities, they are the widely traveled race, ethnic nationality within Nigeria, and not just they are widely represented across the entire state of the country, and their impact is being felt in every state where they inhabit or cohabit with the locals in terms of advancing such society or environment more than any other ethnic nationality in Nigeria. Do you agree with that? Because I've canvassed over 9 states of the northern region. I was shocked even when I went to Ilesa, Osun State, Osogbo, that they have even a community market predominantly run by the Igbos. I was shocked. Even in Kafanchan, in Kaduna, in Kano State, that one is a no-go area. So is that misinterpreted or misunderstood to be an
Invasion.
inversion tendency or dominance tendency?
Okay. What I like about the Igbo is that competitiveness. When they come to an area for the first time, they believe they'll start from the scratch. They will follow every known law and everything. You are sleeping in the night, in the morning, they are out there to do what they are doing. They make you stand on your feet. They make you open your eyes, shine your eyes. They are a competitive people. For instance, when you come around here now, most of the people that came out early, most of them are Igbo people. Most of the people that close late are Igbo people. They are not invaders. Just that you yourself, that I say people are invaders. You are a lazy crunch of people. You understand? You are not persistent. You are not creative, as it were. Probably your IQ is more than yours. I see some people say, these Igbo people, this one they are doing. It's just that they themselves they will be sleeping, and Igbo man will be working. Igbo man will be traveling all over the world, trying to see how he can better his environment. That's
The
some people.
ability to manage risk.
Yeah. That's some people. They are one of the people that take highest risks. Their shops are being destroyed. They start from scratch. They build all over again. They build empires, despite the limitation from the so-called local government in that area because of they see them as people that are invading. Somebody is prospering, not illegally, but you are collecting tax.
Legitimately.
Yes, you are collecting tax from that person. They are paying all the dues. They are doing your business. And you are saying people are invaders. I don't understand.
I was told that Igbos, all the markets predominantly run by Igbos in Lagos State, remits close to 6 to 7 trillion naira annually to Lagos State. You know what that could mean? I mean, to the development of Lagos.
Look at what I love is
If such money was invested in the eastern region.
no. Such money cannot be invested in. An Igbo man is a traveler. So when you say Igbo men should come back to the east, it's not really possible. They can come to develop, but there are people that are travel. They go to other places. They are like what God told that go into the earth, multiply, replenish, develop the earth. So that's what Igbos are. And one brief thing about Igbos is that despite the fact that they are in Lagos and they are doing their businesses, their markets, those guys that are at the top, they love them. It is those other ones that are like riffraff, nothing to do. Are just saying all this.
Are the one envying them
Yeah.
or persecuting
Those
them?
ones that are at the top, that are other nationalities, other Yorubas, they love them. That's why they will not allow them go. No matter how you see, let's move Igbos from Lagos. Those who are collecting those taxes, those officials, they will not allow them go because they believe they even want to give an Igbo man a shop than any other nationality because they know that these people are hardworking and they develop the area.
They develop the areas. Well, if you have a contrary position, let's know from the comment section, and let's see what that how that goes. Yes, once again, we are live and direct discussing about the unfortunate mishap that have bedeviled the Nigerian state and the imminent and the inevitable indefinite strike that might commence by Tuesday, right?
Are you sure the strike
Next week.
Are you sure the strike is going to come?
Well, everything is possible within the time frame. There could be some changes or interventions. Nobody knows, but pending further notifications. But we hope whatever happens will be in the interest of Nigerians.
Okay,
Thank you so much, Mr. Christian, for being here. And beside this indefinite strike, how should the Labour force, Nigerian Labour Congress, address the challenges bordering on contract or casual workers? I've not seen them coming firmly to address the exploitation of the Nigerian workers by even foreign nationals, by foreign companies such as India's, of course, Chinese companies, where I have one of my brother amputated because of using the machines, and they could not be compensated. And up to today, he's deformed, and no compensation was given to him. It's rather unfortunate that such pertinent issues are not being addressed. And how long will this exploitation continue endlessly? And I don't know exactly why and how these people should get out of this wood anytime soon. It's the primary responsibility of defending the rights of the labor force, of course, incumbent on the Labor Congress Union. What is their drive and what is their passion? What do they intend to achieve with this indefinite strike that could not be achieved using dialogue or diplomatic means? Could they, by this strike, reverse the hike, of course, prices of commodities that is killing, I mean, the Nigerian populace? People could no longer afford basic necessities of essential commodities, just like staple foods. A bag of rice is 53 to 54,000 as of yesterday. Nobody knows. Possibly, it's my gap up today or in subsequent days and week. That's, of course, is a very destructive signal that unfortunately we are already trapped in this hunger and devastating effect of hunger. How could a society not feed her own populace or population? That is fundamental. Why is Nigerian government not being able to revolutionize agriculture with the enormous, of course, landmarks, horrible landmarks within the Nigerian space? Even only Niger State could feed the entire country if well harnessed. It's quite unfortunate that we are in this place, and rather unfortunate indeed. Yes, you're most welcome, Mr. Dan. Yeah, we welcome you to this. While you we wait for your response. Yes, these are topical issues that we must continue to discuss, continue to echo and emphasize until we get it right. Of course, humanity will never rest, and we must not give up until we get it right and learn how to do things the right way. The actions now is of what importance is the strike? Will it aggravate the sufferings of the Nigerian populace, or will it in any way lift any burden away from the burdens already weighing down an average Nigerian who could no longer afford basic necessities, could no longer afford, most of Nigerians could no longer afford even a meal as it stands now. And it's rather unfortunate that we cannot continue in this mess. And it is very exciting. We have Miss, your name again? Charles, Mr. Charles. You can see how
the hunger in the land. I just maybe just
no. I have some militants running through me, so you needed to introduce yourself.
my name is good morning. My name is Charles Atiku, Ndi Igbo one of Igbo State.
Igbo one. Well, the indefinite strike, how will it affect you as a person and Nigerian's economy?
Well, without even the strike, it has been affecting us definitely because when you look at the price of things, the way things are going on a higher, as in the way prices of goods are going on a high increase, so it has been affecting us. But my problem with labor is as simple as ABCD. Why labor should just go whenever they see that something is not going to on their favor and they want to fight for their own selfish interest. Sometimes that is what they normally do. But well, if really, if the so-called federal government are doing the needful, such as fighting, if the labor knows that whatever they are fighting is for the interest of the masses, well, is well supported by people like us, but it has been affecting us seriously. So I'm not happy with whatever that is going on. The choice is now theirs for them to see that whatever they are fighting is for the interest of the whole Nigeria. But it's affecting us seriously. Because the price of how much how much is a diesel now and how much is gas? I don't use diesel, I know. But how much do you buy gas now? It's almost going to 1,000 naira. And you know that. So the prices of things is on a high increase. So definitely, without them going on strike, even without them going on strike, everything about Nigeria is even affecting us drastically. So forget about that.
Affecting us drastically, and it appears we have not seen an end to this. A bag of rice, one of the common as staple foods is 53,000, 54,000. Now, if people find it difficult to afford a bag of, the Rika now is, the short one is 800 and the long one is 900. Where are we going? The way we resort to Abado, unfortunately, you can't find the Abado and cassava again because farmers are afraid of losing their lives in their farms as a result of insecurity and activities of most nefarious disrupted elements. And what is the way forward for Nigerian states?
Once again, Mr. Chigozie, the only way forward is for the government itself to restructure whatever they are doing. Like the cost of governance in Nigeria is as I think Nigeria has one of the highest. The cost of governance in Nigeria is one of the highest in the world.
It's the highest, not even one of the highest.
So if government can curtail the cost of its governance and start fixing some of the loopholes that we're having in Nigeria, such as unemployment, creation of industries, so that most of jobless youth could be employed in such a way that you and I could be mostly engaged. Because when you look at what is going on in Nigeria, is that Nigerian youth have been subjected to bet Niger, playing bets, lotto, gambling, and it's not supposed to be like that. These are talented youth, the able youth that knows what life is all about. So what are we saying? We are in a situation whereby most of these people, they do not even recognize the importance of knowing the value of being a Nigerian citizen. Because if you can curtail the cost of your governance, believe me, most of the things you are doing, industries will come into Nigeria, investors. Nobody would like to invest his money in a country where there's instability in terms of insecurity. So you should be able to know that the government should have put in place creation of creation of companies, established companies, put some certain things under, curtail most of the finances you are paying to most of these people that are in governance. Then by so doing, if you can put us financial to most of these people that are what I may call, if you can reduce the cost of governance and shift it over to creation, empowerment of youth, creation of jobs and other things. Believe me, everything about Nigerians, everything about unemployment will reduce, and Nigerians, the level of suffering and sufferness in Nigeria will reduce. But the only solution to this is the government should have known. They should know that these are the elements they should have put in place. Number one, reduce the cost of governance. Number two, creation of jobs so that Nigerian youth could be gainfully employed. Because when Nigerian youth are gainfully employed, believe me, nobody will be looking after anybody's wealth anymore. But in a situation whereby you and I are not employed, what do? You keep on looking onto the level of whatever other people are doing. So I believe that by so doing, Nigerian youth should be able to be employed. So let it not be that you only go to school only. What happened to the employment opportunity that should be given to you by the so-called government? So in a situation whereby they are not giving such opportunity level for you to be employed as a Nigerian citizen, definitely there's going to be a problem. The level of suffering will still continue.
They say you should create your own jobs. You shouldn't wait for the government.
Says who?
Why they are looting the Nigerian state to stupor. Those who are within the corridor of power, how many jobs have they created before they get there? They say, I'm getting there rather than solving the problems they met. They escalated the problem and deepens and worsened the pains and agonies of the masses within this contraction. It's rather not funny, it's rather unfortunate. And how long shall we continue to, of course, indulge in this endless rhetoric? Isn't it time, of course, we go to them and tell them guys, it is time to set the record straight. We cannot continue in this mess, in this quagmire, in this level of subjugation and suppression by just politically a spokesperson, few very insignificant in terms of their numbers, holding the entire country to ransom. So, you being a youth, and what do you think you can do and encourage other youths to take the bull by the horn? Because it's not unfortunate, millions are losing their lives, and millions have been depressed, frustrated within this contraction in the midst of abundance. While you see senators living at the largest of their office at the expense of the entire masses. I mean, that isn't unfortunate.
Mr. Chigozie, I think the answer has been answered by you. In economics, I think we have one of the most important system of economics, the capitalist system of economics and the socialist system of economics. Now, when you ask yourself, you are asking me that they said that I should go and create my own job. Now, if you go to America, being a developed country, a Western world, you find out that mostly they practice capitalist system of government. Why? Because a government will see that you are a private individual and you have decided to help yourself by establishing or creating job for yourself. The government will only do what? Back you up. It's not that we are not talented. Nigerian youth are talented. People like us, we know that we have a lot of talent. But who is there to back you up financially? If you go to abroad, like a place like America now, if you are talented, for instance, you can produce a pair of shoes, for instance, if you can produce this pair of shoes, government will not look at you. As long as you can produce this pair of shoes, they will back you up financially, help you in terms of anything you need, because they know if they have 100 unemployed youth in America, if they have give by means of giving you, empowering you to establish your own personal company, if they have 100 jobless youth in America, by so doing, you will be able to help in terms of employing, if I'm not mistaken, let's say 10 to 20, and you see out of 100, you have helped in terms of reduction of unemployment in America. They are not backing Nigerian youth. It's not that we are not talented. We are the most talented youth in the world. But, somebody is asking you that you should go and create your own job. How many jobs have they been able to create before they find themselves in that corridors of power? They are mostly in House of Assembly, Judiciary, Senate, House of Senate, being in the executive members. How many jobs were you able to create when you were youth like us? So, he who must come to equity must come to with a clean hand. You should not be telling yourself that we should go and create our own job.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, when you were there, how many jobs were you able to create before enrolling yourself as one of the top governmental, one of the best, one of the top politicians we have in Nigeria?
So, and everything that borders pertains to their welfare is being taken care of by the states. You see, they don't know how much a bag of rice worth in the market, the cost of a pint of gari. You see, I was more disappointed when I listened to the recently confirmed CBN governor. He said he was going to marshal out, roll out modalities on how to pay dollar debts. You see, would have been happy if he said how to empower the populations of the unemployed youths of this country. But his focus is how to, pay off the debt, dollar debt. How long will you take to pay off the debt while the system is sinking, while people are languishing in abject poverty? Could it mean another deepened frustration or crisis for the Nigerian state, where even the central bank and the commercial banks are not doing anything, to encourage small-scale businesses? And every year they roll out millions and billions as a return or return on investments. So where are they making this money? Is it from the extortion of the people's deductions from people's bank, which most of the times my owners also is being affected? So you are not creating jobs, encouraging people to create jobs by way of enhancing the economy, and you're still making profits. From where? I mean, that defies the logic, and it's so unfortunate. So, what would you have expected this new CBN to address as a fundamental issue on how to make funding available and reduce the bottleneck of accessing these funds so that the young guys can be encouraged who are very resilient industrials and you know how much of course even setting up such a system as we are using to address how much it costs in running this process. You can't just access any commercial bank to give you a loan. They will even frustrate you. And beside that, the interest rates is close to 30%. So how can you survive with that? How can you survive with such interest rates, even when you have access to such loans? It will even kill you or even kill the business.
Um, because I expected a lot of things from what the so-called the new CBN governor. I was listening over to the radio this morning. Somebody was commenting. One of the parliamentarians said another MFLA is back. You see, that was the first comment a man made this morning in 89.7 FM, one of the traffic FM radio station in Lagos State here, that a new MFLA is back. Now, you have been enrolled as a new CBN governor. The first thing we should have expecting from you is how to sustain the Nigerian naira to dollar. How much is a naira to dollar now? How much is a dollar to Nigerian currency now? These are things that the new CBN governor should have put in place. But what do we see? We have seen a situation whereby most of these people, they are not even after the level of what is going on within the cycle, within the corridors of the entire masses. So what are we saying? We are seeing a situation where they are not even after you and I. What they are after is their own personal interest. So you were just enrolled as a new CBN governor. Instead of telling yourself that these are things that you needed to put in place, such as reduction of the dollar is on a high increase. It's not supposed to be like that. And the poverty investing Nigerian economy. You are not just saying all this, but you are saying a different thing. Most of these people, you look at it as if they are drunk. Whenever they want to go for an interview, they go in and take one of the highest, is it Chelsea or any other thing, so that whenever they come for an interview, they won't even know what they are saying. You can't be enrolled enrolled as a new CBN governor, and without even having a very good manifesto, an agenda to foster the economy. You know that the Nigerian economy is already down, and then you are here beating around the bush saying a different thing. And is it supposed to be like that? Nigerian youths are not happy. Unemployment, I keep on saying unemployment because is the key, is the most important factors in Nigerian, in every economic in the world. If the youth are not definitely employed, there's going to be a problem. If the youth are not happy, it means that the government of the day will seem to be very, very down and frustrated. So Nigerian,
and that will encourage crime.
Thank you very much. Insecurity all over. The president just became the president of Nigeria. He was busy traveling around the country, different parts of the country, saying that Nigeria will enjoy. Look at what he said. He went to Dubai. Nigeria, very soon, that has been they have fostered peace between the Dubai government, that visa will be issued. But there was nothing like that.
How does that affect the economy of the country?
Okay, you went to America, you said Nigerian youths are okay.
Just imagine.
You say we are okay.
Let me give this instance. A madman picking something from the dustbin can fix the Nigerian economy better than the people who are managing it now. A madman knows that you cannot give what you don't have. You can't be singing development, economy turnaround when the basic factors and necessities that will engineer production, that will engineer such development is not in place. So we should stop deceiving ourselves. We should stop deceiving the masses. This government and administration know what to do. The primary essence of governments is to better the lot of the citizens and their welfare. You're talking of development, you don't have light. You can't boast of 3 hours steady lights. As I'm coming out, there is no power supply. So how can you run a viable economy? Even a barber shop is now within 700. Some areas
My area is
1,000.
1,000. It's
Your area is
1,000 naira.
you see it only to barb from 300 to 700, 1,000.
It's like I'll turn my hair to Bob Marley very soon. I'll keep my hair very soon because I can't barb again. No money to barb. Where do you see 1,000? How much in a day, in a month? How much do you see? We don't have job. Somebody say, let's stop speaking big grammar here. Tell these people that we don't have job. If they will hear, they will hear it.
And that is the fundamental. Even a barber that owns a shop, you know how much he consumes in fuel to run the business, to sustain the business. So how much profit does he make? That's why the hike in the cost of even cutting your head is at increase, on exponential increase. Virtually everything is being affected, and this is rather unfortunate. So the strike embarked by this NLC may not address the pertinent issues, the fundamental issues bordering on the Nigerian state. And I thank you very much for your submission. On this note, I will wrap it up, Mr. Charles. We hope that our things, of course, people will continue to find a way of solving this controversial issues any moment from now, because we cannot continue to keep or live in denial of the realities. People are getting upset and frustrated by the day as the day runs out. And we have, Madam, good morning. You're welcome to this political rumbles. Let's hear your own part of the information and what you feel. Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Yes, what is your own perspective regarding the indefinite strike about to be embarked by the NLC and TUC?
We need it to. Things are too things are getting out of hand, and we really need it because a bag of rice is over 50,000 now. Getting to 53,000, and it's like we are just adjusting to hardship. We are just adjusting to it. Before transportation went up, now it has come down again. Things are going back. Prices, I mean, of some things. That means that their profit margin is going so low that people are just managing to do business, and it affects me too. Because if you increase the prices of your photocopies or some of the things I do, customers will go away, or they will find other alternatives like online transfer. So you see that we are just struggling and coping, trying to cope, and we are just running and wearing ourselves out without making corresponding adequate income.
To sustain life and of the family and other bills. Now, how long will Nigeria continue hoping on hopeless hope? Because that has been the Nigerian, an average Nigerian. They say, well, tomorrow will be better, but unfortunately, things keep getting worse. I mean, by the day. So, how do we navigate out of this?
We must take a drastic action. We want that strike. Let us down tools, and let the government wake up and know that people are really feeling this hardship and it's biting very hard. We want an instant change.
We don't think this government cares whether you go on strike or not? Did you think they have your interests at heart?
Well, it seems they don't, but there is a way you will push human beings and they have to get up and take a decision. And yes, because they are also human beings like us. If there is unrest, they cannot even enjoy their government. If there is chaos here and there will be intervention, maybe military intervention or foreign intervention, and it's a disgrace on them. So we need to show that we are dissatisfied. We need to show it. We need that strike.
The Nigerian masses need to show that the level of dissatisfaction and loss of confidence in this government.
Yes, we need to.
Well, but the president told us upon assuming office that no more subsidy regime. But unfortunately, within the week, they came back and tell us that about 1.68 trillion has been earmarked for subsidy. So, how do you greet such a double standard?
Well, it wasn't well thought of in the first place. That means that they are not steady. The government is not steady, and that is rubbish. If they don't want subsidy, adequate measures should have been put in place before taking that decision. But going back and forth with toying with the masses and our future and our children and everything, no, it's not acceptable. So it was not a well thought out decision, and in fact that is not wisdom on the part of the government. Please, no. So whatever decision they take, they should think it through. Get analysts, get people who have what it takes before they go into decisions. We all thought it was a good thing when subsidy was removed, that in the nearest future fuel will be affordable and all that. But to tell us that we are going back again, will the prices of things come down? Will it go back to the way it was before? How will businesses recover? Some are folded up. Some foreign companies, investors have taken away their investment. So how can we go back to where we were? Or are we not going further down the drain? So I don't know what they are up to really. But whatever way, let them think it through and let something positive come up.
So you are backing the NLC in this indefinite strike.
Yes, I am backing them.
Won't that, of course, increase the pains and agonies of Nigerians?
For a while, a short while. But after that, we expect something better. Yes.
But I hope the promises that may be made when this strike is being embarked on will be implemented, because we have seen the government flouting so many laws and not keeping so many promises and terms of agreement and understanding. So, do you think we should look for another government entirely, or wait for the next 4 years to push this government out? But how many people will survive?
I'm not so much of a politician. I don't know 100% how it works. But whatever drastic decision needs to be taken, we don't really know what the future person coming in can do. It may be better, but the masses must have a voice. We must have a voice. Even in the present government, we must have a voice. We mustn't be rude like animals. Yes, and if they cannot do what we want, then they need to go out for someone that will listen to come in. That is just it. They must be made to listen to us. They must listen to us. It has been like that from time immemorial, but a change must come. We are tired of this.
This is a Nigerian woman, wife, and of course mother, expressing her dissatisfaction over the system. How do you manage to keep the family running?
You see me in a public holiday. I'm supposed to be at home. Children are at home, they are on holidays, but I've been here since 8:30 in the morning because we need to work to make ends meet. If we sit at home, you think you're enjoying yourself, before you know what's happening, needs are coming in and you cannot meet up. So we are not resting. We are not resting. We are just working and working. And these children, if you don't see to them, the future, what will become of them? So it's not comfortable again. It's not comfortable again.
Thank you very much, madam, for your wonderful submissions. Yes, we must not be run like animals, has been submitted by this mother and, of course, Nigerian woman this morning. As Nigerians is being run like animals, and we are taking that for granted. We should hold the government accountable that no, it's time we should be treated as humans, because we deserve it. We have no other life but this, and as such, should be respected and be given all necessary, of course, support to live a well-deserving and meaningful life. Even within the Nigerian system, better life should not be only for the politically exposed persons. Better life should not be only for those who are politically inclined and the cronies of these politicians. Better life is the fundamental right of an average Nigerian, an average humanity. And it is incumbent on the government to provide this dividend of democracy and cater for the welfare and the well-being of the Nigerian masses. You've heard this from a mother and a woman and a wife within the Nigerian state, having perceived that Nigerians are being treated like animals. She said, never again will Nigerians be taken for granted. We should never be treated as animals. by these politically exposed persons. And it's high time we demand good governance and accountability on the parts of this government. Not until that is done, of course, these people might continue to take us for granted. It is the right of the people, it is the right of the Nigerian workers, whether in public or private sector, to be treated fairly and well deserving. Of course, the working conditions must be improved, and of course, the living standard of an average Nigerian should be seen to have improved, and how possible that is. If even the total monthly take home cannot even afford the transportation fare of an average Nigerian worker. Well, she have expressed dissatisfaction over this system, and we want to lend credence and her voice to the impending indefinite strike that possibly could be backed by the NLC and TUC. Let's know what is your own take and position regarding this. Of course, submissions via the comment section, and have a fantastic day until we come your way next time. Remain blessed. I remain Chigozie Igbo, the host anchor. Any promises from